Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and one of my favorite things to do is to mentor people, to get an entrepreneur who has so much potential inside them, who was nowhere near where they want to be, and help coach them and guide them and get them to the place that they know they're capable of. And so today I want to share an amazing story from a guy named Jeremy, who I met at one of my events. And at the time, he spent all his money to come to my event and was working minimum wage at a grocery store. And I mentored him, worked with him, invested into his business. And he went from that minimum wage grocery store clerk to building a six-figure digital agency. I think you're going to like this guy. Jeremy, over to you.
So before meeting Evan, I was working full-time at a grocery store, had no money, had a degree that was practically meaningless, but I had huge ambitions. And I didn't know how I was going to attain those in life. It seemed so far down the road where I currently was at the time. My biggest struggle was just, how do I get my foot in the door? How do I meet people who can raise me up to their level, push me, and really strive for me to get to where I want to go faster? And that's when meeting Evan just completely changed my life. I pulled all the money I could from the grocery store. I took his 3-day workshop with the goal, the intention of, how can I stay connected with him, the people he knows, and him himself. And I tried to do as much as I could for him whenever he needed it, even if it meant sacrificing things at the grocery store, and taking his advice, asking, hey, what would you do in this situation? And then actually following through on the advice he gave, which I guess really caught his attention at the time. And he called me out of the blue and he's like, hey, do you want to start a business with me? And I said, of course. So ever since then, it's just been, an incredible journey of working at the grocery store, having no money, to now just, my life has completely done a 180 reverse. And, Evan is just, I don't think I could have ever asked for a better mentor, business partner who just, pushes me to grow, pushes me to strive, but at the same time, is willing to see, what are my goals in life and how he can make sure that I win, even if it means sacrificing things for him. Which is just truly amazing. I think the three greatest lessons I've learned from Evan have been, always pushing my comfort zone. That was one of the biggest things I realized where, every week I'm finding myself pushing my comfort zone, and yet every week I'm getting better. So as much as I hate it, he's shown me that I need to consistently do it. The other great lesson was, again, just what I was going to earlier, is the fact that he just wants to see the people he works with wins, even if it means at the expense of him sometimes, which is, something most people never do in life. And the third has to be just, the learnings and the teachings of what being an entrepreneur is actually like, and all the skill sets that come with it has been an education you can't receive anywhere practically in life unless you're actually going through it and have someone who can walk you through the journey. So just extremely grateful. Now I'm, at the time, grocery store broke, living with my parents in the basement, funny enough. And now, living on my own, in my own condo, make more than most people make in a year, in 1 month. And it's just like, and I finally get to see, ask myself questions that I never thought possible at this young an age of, what do I actually want to do? What is the meaning to life for me? And what do I want to pursue? It's just been such incredible. I feel like I've lived one full lifetime already. So if there was one lesson, I could share with people who, are trying to be influencers, entrepreneurs, I would say that, always pushing your comfort zone, taking that leap of faith like I did, especially when you have nothing to lose, it's just a no-brainer. Pushing that comfort zone and, taking that quote-unquote risk that isn't such a big risk, and seeing where it pays off, because you only have one life. So, taking those huge leaps of faith sometimes just, if you do a couple, maybe not all of them work out, but one will, and it did for me. So, yeah.
Isn't Jeremy amazing? Man, I went from seeing this guy, he was the youngest one who came to my program. We had this in Toronto studio program, training thought leaders for 3 days. He was the youngest one there. He spent basically all his money to come and be a part of it. seemingly way out of his league with people who are way older than him. And I just remember myself being a 19-year-old entrepreneur struggling, being too ashamed, too embarrassed to ask for help. And here was Jeremy actually doing it. And so I quickly fell in love with this guy and knew he had something special to give the world. And I just love hearing his story every time it comes up. Now, I've had the good fortune to help a lot of people like that, but I can't help everybody. And as much as I love doing it, I can't be holding everybody's hand and meeting everybody once a week just because of time, obvious time restrictions. So what I wanted to do was create more programs to be able to reach everybody. That even I never meet you, hopefully one day I'll be able to shake your hand and get to know you. But even if I don't, I can still help coach, guide, mentor you so you can start getting the things that you know you're capable of, that you're smart enough, that you're capable enough, but you just don't know what to do next. So I've created my paid program called Movement Makers, where I train people twice a month on how they can take the movement inside of them and get it out to the world. But I wanted to create a mini version of that for free for you. You can join us in the paid program if you want, but otherwise there's free training for you underneath here. So you'll see that there's 4 links underneath me, where if you want to be a speaker, an author, an influencer, or a coach, whatever model kind of fits the best for you, click that one and you're going to get access to 3 different videos that are training from my Movement Makers program. So they're paid programs, so I'd ask, just keep that for yourself and, don't share it around. And if you want to join the paid program, you can. But the best programs to help you get the coaching, the influencer, the speaker, or the author experience that you need from someone who's done it. It's taken me a decade plus to be here. I guess 2 decades plus of making content to be here. You can get there a lot faster when you have the right coach, the right model, the right mentor to help you. So the training is 100% free. Pick the one. Just please pick one. Pick the one that is the most relevant for you. Enjoy the free training, and I'll see you in class.